Welcome, Marla
Thank you.
Gibbs, the legend. If I can start off by saying that, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to, interview you. And
Well, thank you for including me.
absolutely, it's our pleasure. Where did Marla Gibbs, how was Marla Gibbs born?
I made it up.
You made it up.
It flows. Margaret Gibbs does not flow. It's unbalanced. And I noticed that most of the actresses had names that balance. If you had Margaret, the last name was either a double or a triple. Like Margaret, what was her name? O'Sullivan. And then, but Margaret Bradley kind of drops. So
Yeah.
Margaret Gibbs kind of drops. It's 3 syllables and then 1.
Right.
But Marla Gibbs is 2 and 1, which is closer.
Mm-hmm. It definitely flows better. That was a good choice. Chicago, Illinois is where you were born.
Yes.
The middle of
At
three
Cook
sisters.
County Hospital.
Cook County Hospital. The middle of 3 sisters.
The middle of 3 sisters, yes.
Yeah, the middle of 3 sisters. What was life like for Marla growing up in Chicago,
Not
Illinois?
that good.
Not that good. Yeah.
Marla was very shy, very quiet. I was the nice girl. I was not the pretty girl, but I was the nice girl. Things that if the guys were doing something, don't tell Margaret. Because she wants to lecture you.
And then you moved to Detroit. You moved to Detroit?
Yes, my mother lived in Detroit. I didn't grow up with my mother. She lived in Detroit. And so when I got married, we moved to Detroit.
What led you to, after you got married and of course you had 3 children, you moved to L.A.?
Yes.
But before you moved to L.A., you went to high school and Sam Cooke was your schoolmate.
I'm sorry.
Was Sam Cooke your schoolmate? Did you go to school with Sam Cooke?
No.
No?
No, someone paid attention and said that Sam Cooke went to the same high school.
Oh.
Perhaps not at the same time.
Oh, okay. So you didn't know him. You didn't.
I didn't know him.
Oh, okay. And then you moved to L.A.
Yes.
Did you move to L.A. for a career in the arts? Or?
No, I was running away from my husband.
And L.A. seemed like the best place.
Fast.
As far from Detroit as you can go.
Yes.
L.A. And so how did you get into the business?
Well, my sister was already here and she was already in the business. She was an extra, but in Detroit we thought she was a star. Every time she came to visit Detroit, the press would meet her and they'd interview her as she was getting off the plane, so we were sure she was a star.
Wow.
But she was an extra.
Uh-huh.
But she was in the Poseidon, and she had a beautiful sari on. So when the crash happened, she went over with the sari. It was her sari, so they paid her for it.
Wow. And you were inspired by her being in the business. You decided to give it a try? Yeah?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. And so how did that start? Did you start doing interviews? Auditions?
Well, no, I got with her agent, Lil Cumber, who was the black agent for most of the black actors. And she knew what Hollywood wanted, so the first thing she did was put a broom in your hand and things like that.
Because that's what Hollywood wanted, mostly
That's what
black actors.
That's what she felt.
That's what she thought.
Was successful.
Right.
Probably was.
Okay. And what was your big break, I guess you would call it? What was the first paying gig that you got?
I think it was, my daughter and I were both in Lady Sings the Blues. We were extras.
Wow.
And we were at the table next to where the girl was. When they go up to her, she takes the money off the table with her private parts. But somehow they just skipped right over us, so you never saw us. But when they got ready to shoot again, they called us, and we said no. we don't want to do that. He says, why? I said, because we want to do what Dinah Ross is doing. He said, well, doesn't everybody? I said, yes, but we're going to. So we didn't go back.